¿Cómo se llaman? Guajes.
Y hay pápanos. Bien ricos.
Sí.
El aire está bien. El aire está bien.
¿El aire?
Ajá. Las llantas.
Sí. Sí, está bien. Nos vemos. Chao, bye. Adiós, José. Mario, ciao amigo. Mario was playing soccer yesterday, so I got to meet him. Pretty cool kid. He's a little autistic. He was really, really good at soccer though. It's cool. Man, I must have met minimum 30 people here. Minimum. Everyone when we were at the little store, everyone I met there, and then just as last night alone, there's like 3 people that came and visited me. It was so fun. I asked them, and it was saying that they haven't really ever had any visitors, any gringos come and visit them, so kind of fun. And right now Saturnino is got about, I think, 15 gallons total, 3 5-gallon tanks. He's gonna go get gas. He sells gas at his house, so for like, you know, motorcycles around town and stuff. So he's gonna go pick up gas right now.
Entonces, o sea, para acá.
Yo me voy por allá, usted por allá.
Acá, sí.
Hey.
Pues ahí estamos, Landon.
Sí. No, muchas gracias por todo, en serio.
No se preocupe, nosotros hacemos lo que podemos y con todas nuestras ganas, pues.
No, me encantó estar con su familia, tienen una bonita familia.
Qué bueno, Landon, qué bueno. Igualmente a nosotros también nos gustó que estuviera con nosotros un rato. Y pues así es, usted va de pasada, pero pues no perdemos la esperanza de que nos volvamos a ver más adelantito.
Sí,
No
también.
¿Cuándo? Pero primero Dios,
sí,
creo que nos vamos a volver a ver.
Sí, me encantaría. Me encantaría.
Bien, Landon, feliz viaje y con cuidado.
Gracias.
¿Sale?
Igualmente.
Y nos estamos viendo, yo voy para acá.
Ok.
¿Sí que sale?
Ok.
Dale pues.
Hey.
Cuídese.
Igualmente.
Dale.
Nos vemos.
Dale.
Aw. Said he wants to see me again. So nice. But the show must go on. Guerrero, Guerrero, Guerrero. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Another thing that happened last night that was kind of like a really cool thing is, I don't know, just a moment that I really liked is, so we went swimming, that was awesome, ate food, and then when we got home, the power to the town was off. The whole town didn't have power. And they're like, oh yeah, sometimes it happens, it'll come back on. So we were just chilling outside with just on the, you know, front patio, just with all the lights off, just talking and looking at the stars. It's so fun. And then there was some people that came and visited. His neighbor came and visited. We talked for about 45 minutes, and that was super fun. I loved that moment. And then another cool thing is, normally they sleep inside in their rooms, but since it's really hot right now, normally they use it like they have fans, and they sleep inside. But since the power was off, it didn't come back on. It didn't come back on, so everyone slept outside. And I had already been sleeping outside, you know. The night before I slept in a hammock out there, and but anyways, they all came outside and, you know, put little mat on the ground, kind of like a weaved palm leaf mat, and some blankets. They slept outside, the whole family. I don't know, I just felt really, I just felt really connected to them, you know. I felt that's not really like a normal thing for someone in this States to happen, you know. You don't, it's like sleeping next to someone's it's a very vulnerable thing. And no, they didn't even, you know, they didn't bat an eye to that. And we all got to sleep next to each other, and I was in the hammock, little girl was in a different hammock, Jose was in the other hammock, and then mom and dad were sleeping on the palm leaf mat. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, those were probably my favorite moments, just hanging out, talking. It felt a lot like Oaxaca. It felt very, very similar to when I lived in Oaxaca. So, anyways, the next big town, they said, is about 4 hours for them. They said probably 3 hours on this bike. And we ate so much for breakfast, I doubt I'll eat there. We'll see what happens, but I am like, it was like all I could do to finish my food. Holy cow. This was like perfect example of motherly Mexican mother love, where they want you full, and they are not gonna accept no for an answer. Like, you're gonna leave full. They want you well fed. Like, so anyways, there's the river. They said when it rains in time of lluvia, this whole thing is full. They said it fills up the whole thing. Runs. I think I just got a flat tire. Well, just got my first flat tire, and it's the rear. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna see if, I've just been on asphalt, so I don't know. I think I might have just had low air in it. And
El aire está bien.
El aire?
Llantas.
Sí.
When I was taking these switchbacks really hard, I was taking them kind of fast, and probably just didn't have enough air in the rear. Check it out right now. But
Here, this is what it looks like. But man, I mean, I haven't had a flat in, this is my first flat in all of Mexico, which is crazy to me. Which is, I mean, I was like, I am due. Not a single flat until today. So anyways, I'm gonna look for some shade because it's hot and I'm kind of on top of this mountain. So I'm probably gonna walk the bike down, walk with it down this hill and try to go change it somewhere in the shade. So that's the plan. It's not really any shade, but it's a good spot because I can lean the bike against this and take the tire off. So we're just gonna make do with what we got. Espero que sí. Conchado.
Oh, se ponchó nomás.
Se ponchó.
No necesita nada. No estamos por acá.
No, yo aún. Pero, hey, gracias. Ahí está. Now, just look for the hole. See if this is patchable. This tube is on its last days, but you know, I'm gonna try to milk this tube until I change this tire, which is coming soon. This tire hasn't been changed once since this whole trip. This tire's got thousands of miles on it right now. And anyways, I want to try to milk the tube more. Mm-hmm. Holy cow, guys. That was hell. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there's just no shade. There's no shade in any direction. And, you know, this was the spot I could lean my bike against and take that. I'm exhausted. The tire's on. I mean, my tire's not on the bike yet, but now I'm just waiting to pump a whole bunch of air into it right now. And now we're just letting it sit for a little bit. I'm gonna go sit in the shade. We'll come back and see if it's holding. So far, I mean, it's super firm right now. So it's at least receiving, ouch. At least receiving some air. So it's somewhat holding it. I'm pretty confident there was only one hole. I just did one patch. First patch I did upside down like an idiot. I finally realized. So that took me an extra little bit of time. And when I pumped it up, it created a little air pocket in it. Why is it doing that? I thought I put it on good and it was upside down. So it's gotta be in the 90s, maybe 95, and there's no shade. I've grown soft. I'm a softie now for the heat. Me apoyaron rapidísimo. Y vamos a echar aire con el camioneta. Well, guys, got the tire on. It's been holding air for about 20 minutes. And, you know, all the time that I had to put my bags on and stuff. And we're back on the road. I feel terrible. Like, terrible. I don't feel good at all. I overheated. And, yeah, I feel terrible. We press on. First chance I get, I'm stopping and I'm just getting a cold glass of water and filling up my water. I must have drank a significant amount of my water. But that's just how it goes sometimes. Became a long ordeal, but it's okay. About 3 hours total. Sometimes you do it quick, sometimes you don't. Anyways.
When I feel you lingering, but I don't feel all the time. In fact, the last time that I felt something was when your hand was holding mine. When was the last time that we did that? 'Cause I'm really missing you. It was so long ago. It was so now everything is different. Now everything has changed. We don't even have to kiss anymore. I just wanna hang. When was the last time that we did that? It was so long ago. It was so long ago. At a Mezquitlan show, which was so long ago. I miss you. It's been so it's been so I miss you, wanna kiss you, but I can't anymore. It's been so long.
Bienvenidos a Tlapa. We made it to Tlapa. Gonna find some food. So right now I'm following this guy, and there's 2 other motorcycles following me. And this guy is a part of a group chat that's like 20 guys here that do like enduro riding. And he hooked me up with a guy who owns a hotel, and that's where we're going right now. I'm gonna stay at the hotel.
What a day, to say the least. What a day. I gotta lay down because I'm kind of just exhausted, but I'll just give you guys the final kind of details of what happened. But basically, I got here to Tlapa I didn't time it very well. I kind of made a mistake where I needed to eat. I hadn't eaten all day since I left Mezquitlan. So I find a spot to eat. I start eating, and literally before I get as I'm I pull into the spot, I go to turn off my bike, and immediately a guy approaches me and is like, "Whoa, cool bike. Where are you from?" And we start talking. And then that guy, he's a delivery guy, so he was doing some delivery stuff. So we couldn't talk for a long time, but basically he's like, do you need anything? He's like, here, I'm gonna write down my number for you. If you need anything, if you're gonna stay here in Tlapa and you need help with getting a hotel, or you need anything or whatever, just call me and I can help you out. I'm like, wow, okay. Got his number, got everything. So then he leaves, I go sit down, I go order food. I sit down, and maybe 5 minutes later, another guy comes and approaches me. Only this time, this guy was getting food, and he's like, "Hey, is that your bike?" He's like, "Is it a KTM?" He knew. And anyways, we started talking, and oh yeah, I'm gonna show you my mosquito bites here in a little bit. I think this is the worst I've ever been bit by mosquitoes. I was warned, sleeping outside in the hammock, that I needed to cover myself, but I didn't listen. I didn't cover myself. And anyways, I'll show you guys that my legs. But another guy came, and we just kind of hit it off. We start talking. He's like, "Yeah, I'm a part of this club, and we do off-road riding around here, and we'll just get together. A lot of us get together." And then next thing I know, another guy shows up and sits down with us. And I guess this guy had posted on their group chat, "Hey, there's this guy from out of state, from United States. He's on his bike and blah, blah." I kid you. So next thing I know, there's 3 guys, and then me, and we're all sitting, we're eating. They just kept coming, and then he was like, "Well, do you need somewhere to stay tonight? I have a hotel." One of the other guys that came, and he's like, yeah, he's like, "You just to stay there." And I'm like, well, I was like, "Sure, yeah, I'll stay there." And then we kind of start getting ready to leave and get ready to kind of finalize stuff. And he's like, "Do you want to stay at the hotel?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, I do. Is it like how much does it cost? I don't want to, I can't stay there if it costs if it's really, really too fancy for me." And he's like, no, don't worry about it. He's like, "I gotcha. So we're gonna help you out." So literally got me this hotel that got me this, didn't charge me anything. The first guy that was inviting all his buddies, he paid for my dinner. And then we went, and he's like, do you want to go for a ride? There's this really cool viewpoint where we can all get together and go for a ride with our little group. So then we go to his house, and his brother happens to have a little business where he makes stickers and banners and stuff like that. And so then I was like, "Oh, I really actually do need this done." Monty and Gentry, my friend Monty, his wife Gentry, made me this awesome logo. And then I'm like, "Hey, how much?" So then I start working that out with him, and he's like, "I'll give you a deal." He's like, "Yeah, well, I'll print these out fast for you." Long story short, we go up on this hill. We go to this really cool viewpoint, awesome. And then we hang out. There's 6 of us, 7 of us up there.
Verga, me confundí, güey. No mames, ¿cómo es verde? Me confundí, güey, de foto. Ándale.
Aquí estamos con la raza.
Sí, güey.
Eso.
Then we come down. So I'm riding with all these guys, meeting all these guys. All right, we ride down, and then he's like, "I got your stickers." I'm like, "Already?" He's like, Yep. He's like, "I got them."
I gotta thank my buddy Monty Morris and his wife Gentry for making this design for me for free. And now we're finally getting it printed. So this is exciting.
And we talked about a price and everything, and then just I tried to pay for him, and he's like, no. He's like, yeah, we're just gonna, for free, man. He's like, no, like, I don't know what I did. Like, I don't understand why, like, what I did to deserve that, you know? And anyways, and that's, the story's still not over. So then after that, we go get tacos. It's like 11:30 at this point. It's like 11:30 at night. We go get tacos. I asked for an order of tacos, 40 pesos, and I get a drink of Jamaica. And there's about 6 of us there eating. But this time it's 4 other people that weren't on the ride with us. Then those guys, we hang out there for an hour. We hang out, talk for an hour. And then that guy, one of those guys paid for my tacos and food. It's just like, I feel guilty a little bit, you know, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's just people, they're just good people. I don't know how else to put it, guys. They just want to help, you know. They know I'm far away from home, and I don't know if they feel bad for me or what, but they just want to help. So yeah, literally, I haven't paid for a single thing since I got here. Now I'm in this hotel, and he's like, the guy who has the hotel, he told me, he's like, dude, you stay here as long as you need. You want to stay here a month, you stay here as long as you need. And so that's just, anyways, I just wanted to share to kind of finish off how the day went, but overall ended up being a pretty awesome day. And I'm probably gonna stay another night here and try to do some editing tomorrow and hang out with the guys a little bit more. So that's kind of the plan. So anyways, see you guys tomorrow. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. My leg, mosquito bites. This is kind of crazy, but I think this is the worst I've ever had of mosquito bites on my body. So here it is.